My sophomore year of high school, lacrosse got introduced to me by my football coach. I was fortunate enough to have made varsity football as a sophomore, last couple games of the season, and he asked me something simple when the season was over. What are you doing in the spring? And I said, well, I'm a shortstop and I'm going out for baseball. And he said, I've got a sport that I think after watching you play football, you'd do very well in. So that was my entree, 1964. Fell in love, actually got an opportunity to play all 3 years of high school. Was able to play against many of the people that we know as icons of the sport who were in high school at that time. And that was the start. Once I graduated from high school, as I got to Morgan, there was no lacrosse team. I was a football player of some note in high school, but really not talented enough to break into a starting lineup in college. So I was essentially an athlete from high school who now only had an academic side, but the athlete still needed to be expressed. So as we looked around and saw many of the players that I played against in high school were all together with me now at Morgan, we simply decided to join together and form a club team, which we did in 1969 through 70, and were fortunately, because of our success that year, admitted into the NCAA the following year, 70-71. The jersey that you just saw was from the North-South All-Star game. I was chosen in 1971 to be on the South team for the North-South All-Star game. Jim Brown was the first African-American to grace the game, if you will, in 1959. And it was played here in Baltimore at Hopkins, and Jim scored 6 goals, and then they set him on the bench. I didn't have such a wonderful experience as Jim did. I had only 1 assist in the game, but indeed it was the highest honor you could attain at that point. When Damien and Kyle were on the All-American team, first team, Damien's senior year was the first time 2 African-Americans had ever been first-team All-Americans together. And there had been 7 previous first-team All-Americans, contrary to articles that get written that Jim Brown was the only All-American. Donnie Brown is probably responsible for recruiting more African-American young people into this game than any of the 10 Bears. One of his colleagues, Donnie and Lloyd Carter, Chief Lloyd Carter, played after me. And the bottom line is they formed an organization called Black Lacs. That was the original organization. And you know, they have continued over their lifetime, really, to coach teams, to take teams to out-of-town tournaments, to sponsor teams. So these are the guys that are really doing the work in the trenches. People, very clearly, there is a spiritual element to lacrosse that I don't find with any other sport that I've participated in. You really feel like you're part of something far broader than just the game that you're playing. I find that lacrosse people are fiercely loyal, tend to be good people, tend to generally be very good people with the kinds of values and mores that I'd like to raise my children with and have raised my children with. I think that lacrosse, by the nature of having to master something that's not just your body, having to learn to use a stick, adds an element that I think challenges people who like challenges, and I am a person like that. And you can't play this game well until you master the stick. And once that stick becomes an extension of your arm, I think that's when you really start to enter the spiritual realm of playing the game that the Native Americans invented.